Welcome back to Morning Joe and the Pro. It's Monday, April 8th. It is the national championship game. I am Marco D'Angelo sitting in for the final time. Prez will be back tomorrow. I'm sorry. It's his show. He's back tomorrow. You'll have to deal with him. But today, you've got me and you've got Teddy Covers. You can find him at Teddy_covers on Twitter. And of course, always at Sports Memo and WagerTalk. Good morning, Teddy. You ready for the championship game?
Hey, Marco, how are you today? Now, first of all, you said that today's the last time that you're filling in for Prez. All right.
On this stint.
Yeah. We all know that Prez will be gone again another week or two. But I enjoyed last week. And I may enjoy today. And am I looking forward to the title game? Of course, dude. It's a national championship game. How can you not be looking forward to it tonight? If you have a pulse and you're a sports bettor, you're going to enjoy tonight. Regardless of, it's not a game where I'm loading up. It's not a game where I've got a huge opinion, but I got a wager, and I'm certainly excited about it. How about yourself?
Absolutely. And we'll be at Westgate tonight watching the game with the gang. Special guest flying in for the national championship game tonight. Our own Johnny Detroit will be in town, so going to be a fun evening. And the sexy matchup that maybe the TV people would like to have seen, but it's still the two best teams that are playing down the stretch.
Yeah, first and importantly, if you guys are in town, if anyone's in Vegas, come down to the Westgate tonight. Marco's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Kelly's going to be there. Johnny's going to be there. We're all going to be watching the game. Please come by, say hi. Tell us we suck. Tell us we're great. Whatever you want. But it's absolutely something that and the type of event that we're going to be expecting to meet people. Come and say hi, please. Anyone that's in Las Vegas tonight, I look forward to it. And plus, Marco will be trashed by the second half. We'll be making fun of him. Are we drinking tonight?
That's the word,
Yeah. I might even have a drink tonight. So this isn't a game where I'm going to be. Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm a 2 beer. The second beer, I'm like, I love you guys. It doesn't take much for me. I'm a lightweight. Look at me. I'm a $1.50 dripping wet. So it doesn't take a whole lot of beer.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me throw this out, Teddy, to the audience. They can comment in the comment section. Who is the heavy favorite? How would you rank him? I'm going to give you 3 people. And you guys put the odds up at who will be last man standing drinking tonight at the Westgate.
Johnny,
number 1.
Yeah, Johnny's minus 800.
You haven't seen Ralph, though. You have not seen Ralph.
Yes,
you have not seen Ralph in action. I just spent a weekend with Ralph in Florida.
Sure, Ralph can day drink like nobody, man.
Yeah,
Ralph's pretty. Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, because he's usually in bed by 8. He has to day drink. And then let's not forget the Showtime star, Kelly Stewart, can handle her alcohol as well. So this is
this is not an easy. Johnny's automatically chalk over everyone, but not big chalk over Ralph or Kelly.
No, I know. Yeah. Let's see. I want
Johnny's still the chalk, though. He's got to be.
Please, guys, chime in on the comment section. I want to hear how you guys do it, and then we'll give live updates from the Westgate all night long, in-game betting on Johnny, Kelly, and Ralph from the Westgate drinking tonight. All right, let's talk about it. We've had enough fun so far, Teddy. We got 2 teams here. There's no mystery. These 2 teams both play shutdown defense. We've seen that. We saw it on Saturday. Teddy, when you and I did this video last Monday, the first thing I said to you was, I was surprised where they put the Michigan State, Texas Tech number. I thought that number it just struck me as being too high for the way that those teams play defense and the pace that they play. Now I got to tell you, a week later, I got to think they've over-adjusted this a little bit on tonight's. I think the books, they took a beating on the unders on Saturday, and now I think they've over-adjusted this. I was surprised. They hung a 120 out of the gate, and immediately was bet down to 118, and we're even seeing 117 and a halves now. How do you see it?
Here's my question. You want over in this ball game?
It's going to be tough to swallow, but remember, you've got that, depending on where the game is sitting at in that second half, you can get those cheap 10 to 12 points late at the foul line. And
that's not the question.
But the 10 to 12 points is 10% of the number here almost.
Sure, you can get. I mean, if someone hits a pair of 3-pointers or three pointers in the final minute, you can get 20 points.
Yeah.
You know, it's not unusual or unheard of. It does happen in college hoops. My question is this: do you want an over for tonight's game? I don't.
It's not a comfortable wager, but do you really want an under in a 117.5?
No,
even if you're
at all in this game.
I mean, even if you're on pace and they only have, they go to the half, at 26-20, 22. Do you feel good? I mean, you got a 20-point margin, but you're never going to feel good about it.
You're only going to feel good about it if someone's leading by 7 with a minute left and the fouling starts. That's when you'll feel good about it. And that's literally what it's going to take to cash this over ticket tonight. If it's a 2-point game with a minute left, forget it. It may take some really good shooting. When you look at just the stats from the NCAA tournament, Texas Tech's the better team. I mean, flat out. They're better on offense. They're better on D. 46% shooting allowed, 36% shooting. 46% shooting, 36% shooting allowed compared to 45 and 41% for Virginia. Texas Tech's been better at defending the 3-point line significantly. They've been better at 3-point shooting significantly. They've been the better free throw shooting team. They've been better at getting to the line. They've not been the better rebounding team. That's the one stat. But they haven't committed the turnovers. They've forced opponents into turnovers more than Virginia has in this tournament. More steals, more blocks. If you're looking at the season-long stats, Virginia's a clear choice. Virginia's a better team all season. If you're looking at the preseason predictions, Virginia was a top 5 team all year, and Texas Tech wasn't even predicted to be in the top 5 of the Big 12. All those factors point, and Virginia still, 5 games into the tournament, hasn't played their A game yet. All those factors, I can understand all those factors. But when we look at this tournament, Oklahoma, Oregon, Purdue, Auburn, that's one team. The other team beat Buffalo, Michigan, Gonzaga, Michigan State. It's not even close. Texas Tech has faced a tougher road to get here, and Texas Tech hasn't squeaked by any of those. They were way the better team against Buffalo. They were way the better team against Michigan. They were way the better team against Gonzaga, and they were way the better team against Michigan State. So I can understand all the season-long stuff. I can understand the concepts of look at this profile. I've seen Virginia play 5 games in this tournament. I watched every one of them. They haven't looked good in any of them. Maybe tonight they do. Texas Tech's look good in all of them.
Absolutely, no question.
Here's the last factor, and my last factor, the reason why I like the Red Raiders tonight. I don't love them. I'm not even load up on this game. It's a 1-unit wager for me. But Chris Beard, everyone said Chris Beard's the next. Okay. Last year, Texas Tech had never been to an Elite 8. Never in the history of the program. And last year, Chris Beard comes out of nowhere and bang, they're an Elite 8 team. And then he loses everyone. Everyone graduated. What, they had 6 seniors graduated from that team?
Yeah.
And now they're freaking playing for the national title game. You know how coaches get to be Tom Izzo? They start as Chris Beard, and they end up as Tom Izzo. Title tonight, that's how you get to be that guy. And certainly, you ask me who's done the better coaching job, who's done the best coaching job here in the postseason, Chris Beard, period. It's not even close.
I can't argue with anything you're saying on Chris Beard, and I have to because it's such a great line. I got to steal it. But I'll give him credit, unlike other people in this business that steal stuff from other guys and make it their own. This was Dave Koken's line on the radio show last week when we did the Las Vegas Sports Line. Chris Beard, this run, it's all because of that tenure he had here at UNLV. It just
it was 2 weeks.
Yeah. It just, that was it. It made him what he is today. He can thank that last coaching job for that. Well, was it even 2 weeks? I don't know.
It was Beard was hired. I think it was 3 days after he got hired that the Texas Tech job came open, and then it all fell apart. But I think it took a little bit of time for it to be announced. I know it was less than 2 weeks. I can't remember if it was 3 days or 5 days, but he was UNLV head coach for a few days.
Yes, he was.
And that guy was, yeah.
But you look at this one, and everything you say on Texas Tech, I cannot argue one thing that you've said, Teddy. And everything on Virginia, this is a team that now, we got to start saying they're like a cat. They've got 9 lives. I mean, they should have lost to Purdue. They should have lost to Auburn. But the fact is, they didn't. They're still here.
Sure.
And, I don't want to use cliches because we always talk about, stuff in sports and it's always cute to do it, but I'm going to do it. Are they a team of destiny? This is a team that last year, we all know what happened to them. Only team to lose to a number 16 seed. What a way to end that story, part 2, than to cut down the nets the following year. I mean, that would go full 360 for what they did. I look at this team, in the one place where I will say they're going to have an advantage is if this game comes down to the final possession or two at the end of the game. Because of what they've done in the Purdue game, in the Auburn game, that's where they do have an advantage, I feel, because Texas Tech hasn't had that life or death bucket, so to speak, of have to do at the end of the game yet. That's the only knock you can give on Texas Tech. They've won their games too easily, if that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that conceptually, but on the other hand, if tonight's a blowout,
who do you expect the blowout to be?
I mean, I was running the two scenarios,
Right.
really running it. I'm like, can you picture Virginia Tech winning this game, Virginia winning this game by double digits? Like, just in control throughout? I couldn't picture it. And I'm like, I've seen Texas Tech just do that against multiple really good teams. I'm like, if there's a blowout, it's Texas Tech. It's not Virginia. And that to me was, conceptually, I'm with you when it comes to the fact that Virginia's played all these close games and the coin flips come up head each time for them. But it's not like we haven't seen Texas Tech play a bunch of close games this season and win a bunch of them. They have. So in terms of, all right, well, Virginia did it lately and Texas Tech did it last month. Okay. I'm not overly concerned about that. In my mind, that's not enough to get me on or off of a team in a game like this. So I appreciate your opinion. I just disagree.
And we wouldn't have it any other way, would we, Teddy? The other thing I'm going to say to you is a lot of people, everybody has opinions once the games end, on Saturday, and everybody talked about. And Virginia was the first game. And right away, everybody, Virginia, lucky to win, blow a 10-point lead. Yeah, they did all of that. But what people forget, too, in the Texas Tech game, Texas Tech did try to give the game away. They had a lead as well. And what were they up, 10 or 11? And they went on a 5-minute drought late in that game. The only difference was Michigan State, when they got it down to a one-possession game, they couldn't get the bucket that they needed. They came all the way back, but they couldn't get that last one to get the game tied or to take the lead. And then Texas Tech pulled away at the end. And uncharacteristically, in the Auburn game on Saturday, prior to a guy hitting the 3 foul shots at the end of the game, they were just 3 of 9 from the foul line. So 2 big outliers there. One, Virginia didn't get to the foul line.
I'm going to just. You can finish talking. I'm just going to disagree with your free throw shooting because Virginia has not shot free throws well in the tournament. And again, you look at the season-long stats, say, oh, they're a great free throw shooting team, 74%. Not in this tournament. In this tournament, they're under 65%. So they're shooting much worse than they have. Sorry, away from home, they're 65%. During the tournament, they're 67%. Yeah. So they're shooting a notch or two worse than they did during the regular season at the free throw line. A good notch or two worse.
You thinking the sphincters are tightening up a little bit when they get to the foul line?
You think? And if it wasn't for Kyle Guy hitting 3 free throws, their shooting percentage would have been a lot worse.
Absolutely, yeah. But the other point of it was the fact that they only got to the line 9 times in that game. I think if Virginia's going to win this game, they need to attack inside more against Texas Tech than they did against Auburn. They just didn't run their game plan, I felt, in the Auburn game, that they should have had more inside buckets or, create inside. That, to me, I think is the key tonight.
I mean, for the season, Virginia only got 15 free throw attempts a game. Texas Tech gets way more than they do. I mean, they're not
against a team like Auburn that doesn't play great defense, you should be able to get the ball to the rim more, in my opinion.
So that's why you like Virginia tonight, because they just, again, didn't play well against Auburn and couldn't get the ball to the rim. But now tonight they're gonna?
Well, this is the thing. This is the old adage, I do like teams that win ugly, okay?
Yes, agreed.
And I'll use a phrase from horse racing. You don't want your horse peaking too soon. You don't want that bounce factor. We have not seen anywhere near the A game of Virginia from start to finish. We've seen stretches, but we have not seen a complete game from Virginia
Agreed.
yet tonight. And that's the only
100% agreed.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that I say they're still standing and they haven't played their best game. Now, does that mean they do it tonight?
So that was my thought process against Virginia against Auburn, and I laid it, And I'm like, they still haven't played their A game. And
when they were up 10, normally you would have thought they would have extended that game the way they play defense, and just shoot their season average foul shots. They would have got the job done.
I thought they were lucky to be up 10, and I wasn't surprised at all. When the comeback happened, I wasn't shocked at all to see it. Who on Virginia you've been impressed with? Who are you saying this is the guy that, he's going to make the plays when they need to? Guy hit a couple of big shots the other night. Can he do it twice? And Virginia shot close to 50% from the floor in that game. They were 49% from the floor, and they never sniffed a point spread cover. They're playing a better defensive team tonight.
Can't
season-long stats are hurting you for Virginia right now more than helping you.
I can't disagree. The current form's going to have the
if
people.
If you're making a line based on what we've seen in this tournament, Virginia Tech goes -4.
Virginia. You keep saying Virginia Tech.
I got Texas Tech and Virginia. Sorry.
No problem. Virginia Tech wishes they were here.
But if you're just going on what we've seen in the tournament, it'd be Texas Tech would be chalk here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so what we're
seeing.
So
the season-long stats is Virginia team from December and November that you're being asked to lay this price with. I'm not willing to do it.
All right. Well, we should have
we'll
have fun at the Westgate.
USA tonight.
Yeah. One of us will be smiling. One of us will be frowning, or we'll have alcohol and maybe anything else that'll maybe make us happy anyway.
Realistically, one thinks that this game is going to come down to the final minute. This is not a load up the dump truck type of game. Everyone's going to have action on it. I've got action on it. You got action on it. But this is an action-sized wager. It's not a step-up-sized wager. And that's the way it is. And this game is very likely to come down to who executes in the final minute. You talked about how well Virginia's done that all postseason. I'm hoping Texas Tech's the team with the lead in that final minute. So Virginia's got to come back, which is not something I'm convinced they can do.
Well, they've done it twice. Let's see if 3 will be the charm.
They did it twice with the gods smiling on them.
Yes, they did. What was your opinion? The last call was 100% correct. We're on the 3-point shot, but the double dribble that was just an interpretation of the rules, and they just totally blew it.
We didn't see it. The ref didn't see it bounce off his flag. That's what it was. Then again, right before the double dribble, there was an uncalled hold. If you start to go through the what should they have called, this wasn't the NFC Championship game. I'll just put it that way. This wasn't a clear, egregious, missed pass interference call that cost a team a championship. This was an iffy foul call that cost a team a chance at a championship.
All right.
Which it was iffy as opposed to absolutely not. And it was technically by all the rules, it was a foul. And yet, I don't like refs deciding games. He kind of had to.
Yeah, he did. Give Guy credit, though. He still had to go up and knock all 3 down. I figured he'd hit 2 out of 3 and it'd go to overtime.
We were hoping, dude. With like Virginia tickets, you don't want them hitting 3.
Well, that's for sure. That's when, it doesn't matter if we're professionals or not, Teddy. When it gets down to that final scenario, we're all the same. We're the same degenerate gamblers rooting for the same thing. Miss it at the end.
Of course.
We're there. All right, Teddy. Hey, great stuff. And once again, guys, head over to Sports Memo and WagerTalk every single Monday. It's Manic Monday. $9 every pick. Doesn't matter if it's a 5% play. Normally $30. You get it for $9. You can check that out at both sites today. And then don't forget, tomorrow is $2 Tuesday. We'll have one featured capper at the 2 sites offering their plays for $2. And unfortunately for all of our loyal listeners of Morning Joe and the Pro, you get the Prez back tomorrow. Good luck with that. Be sure to, again, go down into that comment section. I want to hear who you make the favorite tonight in the drink-off. Kelly Stewart, Ralph Michaels, or Johnny Detroit, and I will provide live Twitter updates, maybe even some video of them in action tonight, but the drinks will be flowing at the Westgate.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Uber home. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys tonight. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy Monday to hang out with me and Marco.
Yep.
And enjoy the Prez tomorrow. I'm lucky I won't have to see him until next week.
There you go. All right, he's Teddy Covers of Marco D'Angelo. Good luck tonight. Enjoy the Final Four and cash some tickets, whichever side you're on. Good luck.